Good evening, fellows. Welcome back again into the weekly market outlook. So I hope everyone is all right and enjoying their weekend and getting ready for the next week. Yeah, interesting week is coming ahead. Yeah, so everyone gonna keep their eyes on the pound pairs for the next week. Of course, on the dollar pair as well, but the pound pair is gonna be under consideration for next week. Yeah, similar like the euro pairs were under consideration last week. So we have seen movements on the euro pairs. That was pretty good. And so seems to me, things are very clear over there when we look at the calendar and when we look at the market. Yeah, short term, one more up move is there on pound pairs. Very easy and clear. And I hope you fellows gonna catch that move. Yeah, but that move is not going to come over there, I think, before the Thursday. Yeah, so we are having read the CN on Thursday on pound pairs. Yeah, so Thursday gonna be interesting for the pound pairs. Okay, so you fellas can see that inflation report and forecast has changed from previous. All right, so highly likely they're going to change the interest rate to 50 this week. Yeah, so the forecast is 50%. The previous one was 0.25% or basis point. Then this time looks like they're going to raise the interest rate. Yeah, so we may see sharp move back to the upside on pound pairs. So simply strength on pound pairs. Okay, strength on pound pairs. So you fellows need to consider short-term buy on the pound pairs. Okay, once that short-term trade gonna complete, after that you can start to sell it again. Yeah, I mean selling after the facts. Okay, so if they're not gonna raise the interest rate, we're gonna see clear move back to the downside on pound pairs. Everything gonna be clear over there. You're gonna see the move which way pound pairs are going to go, either for upside or downside. Very easy to trade on the pound pairs for next week. Just keep your eyes on the pound pairs for the next week. Yeah, and yes, of course we are having rate the CN on the yen pairs. Yeah, but they are not going to raise the interest rate. All right, but they can give us a clue either they are going to raise the interest rate near future or not. Yeah, so if they're going to be hawkish, the yen pairs are already setting up for the big waves. Yeah, yen pairs are setting for the strength for longer term. So of course the federal funds rate, the CN, is going to come on Wednesday, I think. Yeah, all right, so we may see some strength on pound pairs as well, on dollar pairs as well. Yeah, we're gonna look at the charts. Okay, so Thursday gonna be the important day. Thursday, of course, Friday as well. Just look at the calendar. So lots of movement gonna be over there for next week. Yeah, so non-farm payroll as well. Okay, so lots of volatility gonna be over there for the next week. Interesting week, exactly. All right, so first of all, fellows, let's look at the charts where we may see the opportunities for next week. All right, so what we need to do for next week. Okay, so the pairs you need to choose, the pound pairs. Yeah, the pound pairs and of course the dollar pairs. So we're going to talk about the dollar pair as well. yeah, and yen pairs. All right, so yen pairs. So let's start from the dollar index. So last week we have seen breakout. We were looking for the price action. Let's look at the bigger structure, bigger picture, what's going on, where the dollar is setting up, which direction it is setting up. All right, so that was the bigger monthly chart. Yeah, that was the bigger monthly chart. So we are having correction at this area. Okay, so if dollar pairs are setting up for that big move and it is start of the big move, yeah, so we need to look at the continuation formation on lower time frame for continuation to the upside for that wave. Yeah. All right, so that is the bigger structure. That is the weekly. You fellas can see that weekly. All right, so that is the weekly structure. So if this is the bottom and DXY is setting up for that wave, there is a huge potential for upside. Okay, so last week what we were doing, we were looking for price action at this area for the one more move down. So we can see that it has clearly broken out to the upside. Okay, so what you need to look for next week, search over there a continuation formation and then simply go for upside. Okay, go for upside, this continuation formation. All right, so this continuation formation and then look for that up trade. Okay, if this continuation formation is, yeah, you can trade on that continuation formation as well. Yeah, you can look for short-term sell on lower time frame by having continuation formation like 15 minutes and you can look for that trade. All right, and once price is going to complete that continuation formation, look for that up trade. Okay, if this continuation formation is not going to appear over there and we are having something like that and going to break down aggressively, then it can get back to the bottom again. All right, so you can trade for the downside at this area up to this area, and once price is going to complete that wave, figure it out what kind of formation it is forming. It is forming for the continuation to the upside or going to fall to the downside aggressively. Okay, so you can sell over there for short term. All right, so that is the DXY Euro USD. Yeah, so similar like that. Okay, so last week we were looking for price action at the, waiting for the price to hit that bottom and give us a continuation formation. Let me look at that. Yeah, so we were looking for price action at this area, not looking for the continuation formation. We haven't got the price action. Unfortunately, price didn't reach at this area and when formed the triangle and broken down. Yeah, so what is, what is next for next week? Watch this continuation formation and then we're going to look for continuation to the downside. Yeah, so break above that trend line, going to get back to the top again. Similar like the dollar index. Yeah, so what is the bigger structure? Bigger structure is this. Yeah, so if this is the start of the fall on the euro pair, yeah, so we were looking for that fall from that area since very long. We haven't seen the behavior at that time on 16th of July when we were having the ECB, but on this event we have seen some price action over there, yeah, and broken down. So if this is the start of the fall, we are having a big potential over there on euro pairs. Yeah, big potential to the downside. It can come close to this bottom again. Yeah, so what you need to do for the next week, fellows, yeah, so if this is the start for the downside, you need to search a continuation formation and then drop. Yeah, something like that. Of course, you can trade on that without any doubt. Okay, so first of all, what trade setup you need to look for? You need to look for short-term trade setup. I have just posted over there on the trading view. So just follow me over there for quick updates. Yeah, this short-term trade setup. This short-term trade setup you need to look for when market gonna open. Yeah, so close above that. Let me open that chart. Yeah, so this is the continuation formation which is just appearing over there. Yeah, so you need to look for this breakout. Okay, so a couple of more candles can form. If so, then wait for the couple of more candles to appear over there, then look for this to break down. Okay, so if it is going to break down early, look for short-term sell that trade. Okay, so where you need to put your stop loss once you're going to get into the market, behind this area. Okay, so your entry should be somewhere here close to these areas once price is going to form a couple of candles, or you can get into the market on breakout at this area. Okay, so breakout either at this area or at this area. Okay, so watch the breakout. This is short-term trade you need to look for. Stop placement behind that, in case if price is going to continue like that and going to close above that. Yeah, so you know this formation going to change. Okay, so short-term sell not going to be favorable over there. Okay, so sell going to be over there once price will stay under that top. Okay, under that top we are having the continuation formation. You can see over there similar formation was there, continuation formation, impulse, price never went above that. Another continuation, price never went above that, this area, another continuation. Okay, so similar like that, price should not go above these areas, this impulsive move for continuation to the downside. Okay, so that is the short-term move you need to look for. Once price is going to complete that move, what you need to look for, you need to search a reversal formation over there. So it is forming a reversal formation, something like that. Okay, so something like that, and then this up move. Okay, the move I have shown you. All right, this up move, look for short-term buy, and once price going to complete that formation, again go for short. Okay, so if you are following me on this pair since couple of weeks, then you understand what kind of formation I'm looking for over there. All right, so I have shown you a couple of times over there before, like this. Okay, so the first formation we had over there, that broken down. Another we have seen somewhere here. Now we need to look at another formation at this area. All right, so let me click on that. Okay, so that was the first one, that was the second one. So what you need to look for, you need to look for another formation at this area, because we have seen some bigger correction at this area, something like triangle formation for upside. We haven't seen the breakout, and on that day we have seen the impulsive move to the downside. So some of my traders managed to sell at this area on that day. Okay, so similar formation you need to look for at this area. Okay, like that. Okay, and then your sell gonna be over there for continuation to the downside. Okay, so this formation you need to search over there. Yes, a short-term sell is over there, the short-term sell which I have shown you, reversal formation, that trade, and then downside. Okay, so you can look for buy this wave, for that wave. Yeah, if we don't see that it is going to form a continuation formation and going to rise aggressively to the upside, so you're gonna be over there for buy from the bottom. Okay, so keep an eye at the lower time frame, what it is doing. So once I will see that it is forming something like that, I will update about this chart. Okay, so something like this. Once I will see at this area, currently I don't see that it is going to, it is forming a reversal formation. Yeah, it is forming a continuation on lower time frame. If I see this kind of formation, I will update about that. Yeah, so this formation means that we are having another up lag. Okay, so Euro USD, keep an eye. USD CHF broken out, running outside the bigger structure. Yeah, so last week we were looking for price action for the downside. Unfortunately, we haven't got that. Personally, I got stopped out on that trade. Short-term sell. Okay, so which way we are going? We are going into that way, the bigger wave, the way we were looking from the bottom. Yeah, so we were looking for price action at this area for one more move down. We haven't got that move, and price is just broken out that structure at this area. Clear breakout is over there. Okay, so for next week, for buying for this pair, buying for this pair, at least we need to see a continuation formation, yeah, something like that. Then we're going to decide to go for upside, yeah. So without having that formation, I'm not interested to buy this pair, yeah. I'm not interested to buy this pair. So once I will see that yes, it is forming a continuation formation, we are having the pullback and we are having the continuation formation, then we will be interested to buy this pair for upside. Yes, of course, we are having short-term trades set up on this pair. You can look for that, yeah. So we may see this correction, the correction I have, this correction, we can trade for that correction, yeah. So this correction back to that trend line. All right, so on lower time frame, that is the trade you need to look for. Okay, so lower time frame, that is the trade you need to look for. So let the market come close to that trend line, that trade for next week. Okay, that kind of trade at this area, okay, that short-term trade. So if we don't have that trade, price is not going to complete that formation and we are not having that trade. Okay, so what you need to look for, search this kind of continuation formation and look for that trade. Okay, so search this kind of continuation formation and look for that, the trend, the arrow which I have just shown you over there, yeah, for that correction. So this is not a perfect pair for me to open a trade as we compare to the USD CHF, yeah. So USD CHF gonna be much better than Euro USD gonna be much better than this pair. Okay, so keep an eye, USDN. So we are still in the bigger formation. I have just posted the idea over there, so just follow me on the trading view, yeah. Okay, so I'm still looking for that wave, yeah. So we have seen the breakout, we got the break-even trades at this area. I'm still searching this move, okay, this move. So a couple of more candles are appeared over there. These candles are not, changing the structure or the pattern formation, we are having over there, yeah. So we're still gonna look for that trade. So we are having read the scene on the yen pair. So personally, what I'm thinking that on yen pairs in coming weeks we're gonna see big movements, yeah. So yen pairs are setting up for the big moves, yeah, big moves. Euro yen is setting up for that, Aussie yen is setting up for that, pound yen is setting up for that. So I believe that this pair is also setting up for that, yeah. So CAD yen is also setting up for that wave, big waves to the downside, yeah. So we're gonna look at those pairs as well, but that's that view is for longer term, okay, longer term. So we are still looking for that wave. Currently I don't see a nice price action at the top, except a reversal formation which is just developing over there on lower time frame. We are tracking that formation. We're gonna watch the top, yeah. So what you need to do, fellows, next week you need to be careful on the dollar pairs, because we are having some news events on dollar pairs, yeah. So dollar can rise for short term to the upside, okay. So that doesn't mean we are having our dollar pairs are going out of the box, yeah. So we can trade on them for short term for next week, okay. If they, let's look at the lower time frame. So some of my traders are already into that trade from the top, because we were looking for this formation in our room on Friday, yeah. So we were looking for that formation, this formation in our room, yeah. So we were looking for, some of my fellows managed to sell this pair. Now what for next week? Okay, so we are still into that formation. So that formation is just developing at the top, so we call that reversal formation. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna look for, if this is going to break down, perfect, let this structure break down at the this reversal channel, then we're gonna search the continuation formation under that for continuation to the downside. Okay, so if you don't want to wait for that, every time when it is forming new highs, just look for sell. Okay, simply just look for sell. Every time when USD yen is forming new highs like that, just search the sell. Okay, search the sell, try to get into the market early so that you can manage your risk reward ratio. Alright, okay, so watch the top on USD yen. So in case if it is going to do something like, let me show you like what? Like this, yeah? I mean, forming corrective candles at this area, a couple of more corrective candles. Yeah, that doesn't mean we are leaving this bigger formation with, which I have shown you over there on bigger time frame. Yeah, so we're gonna still be bearish on this pair on the USD yen. Okay, so USD yen, keep an eye at the top. What kind of trade setup I'm looking for? I'm looking for this kind of trade setup. Okay, so something like this trade setup. All right, something like that trade setup. So something like that trade setup. Okay, at this area, that way we are looking for. That we're gonna decide from the bottom for the upside. Okay, so a couple of more candles should not freak you out over there. You should be stay focused to the downside. Yeah, so when this structure gonna change, this structure gonna change when we're gonna see something like that move over there. Okay, that move, big impulsive candle. Yeah, so if you remember the USD chief, I have shown you over there something like this before it appears over there. Yeah, so I told you if this is going to happen, yeah, this is going to happen over there, price gonna leave this structure. Yeah, so broken out, we are not into that structure anymore. Yeah, okay, so if something like that is going to happen over there on USD yen, then the bigger structure gonna change. Okay, so far we are into the sideways market. It is forming a channel, so we can look for downside. Okay, so euro yen. So if you were there in last week market outlook, so I hope you are into that sell from this area. Okay, I hope you are into that trade from that top. So if you were not there in the last week weekly market outlook and you are not into that trade, so personally you missed the first opportunity. Yeah, so specifically you missed the first opportunity. Now what you need to look for, you need to look for continuation. Okay, so you need to look for continuation. So this pair still have, showing me a big huge wave to the downside, that wave. Okay, still huge wave. So that's the main reason whenever it is forming new high, I'm more interested to sell rather than going for these short-term trades to the upside. Yeah, rather than going for these short-term trades to the upside. So I'm more interested to see this wave on this pair. Yeah, that wave. So what we have seen last week, we have seen nice price action. So if you remember something I have shown you last week by showing you something like that, if this is the start of the fall, yeah, if this is the start of the fall, you're gonna see that price not gonna violate this top. Yeah, so price never violated that top, respected that top, and giving us a nice price action to the downside. Okay, so what is next? So next is just simply look at the continuation formation, these areas. Okay, so something like that. Okay, at this area, search this continuation formation. Once price gonna form that continuation formation, then you're gonna have another chance to the downside. Yeah, if this formation is not going to form, so what kind of trade setup you need to look for? You need to look for this kind of trade setup. Okay, that kind of trade setup. So let me show you which pattern we are having over there. So we are still into that formation. I have shown you that formation before as well. Something like expanding triangle, you can call that. Okay, or you can call that second wave as well, whatever you want to give a name. Like this is your first impulse, that is your second wave, and this is the third wave is just going to appear over there to the downside. Okay, so we are still into that formation. Okay, so here at this area, watch the bottom at this area. If we are having a continuation formation, if that continuation formation is just going to appear over there under that trend line, perfect. You just need to look at the continuation formation for further sell to the downside. If you don't see that and it is going to give you something like that, price action something like that, okay, that is your trade back within that structure, within that pattern formation again. Okay, so very simple. Keep an eye, continuation, search the flag and look for continuation to the downside for the bigger wave. Okay, so I hope we're gonna get the continuation formation and we're gonna have a sell setup over there. So in our room, we were looking for sell setup at this area. Unfortunately, we were waiting for this to come somewhere here and we look for we're gonna get the sell at this area. So price never went up to that area and broken down and going to continue to the downside. Okay, so similar like that. Okay, similar like this at this area, but bigger degree, not something like that. Okay, but on a bigger degree. All right, so if you're gonna see something on like that on lower degree, it can break down and can change the pattern formation from this lower low and from this lows and can get back within that structure. Yeah, so just monitor this area, how price is going to that area. Okay, either going to reverse back into that structure or going to give you the continuation formation to the downside. Okay, so big potential is over there on the euro yen. If we are having that bigger wave to the downside, then don't miss that. Yeah, so euro USD is also setting up for that big wave. Yeah, DXY is also setting up for the upside. Okay, so keep an eye on the euro yen and the pound yen as well. Okay, so last week we have seen one more up move because of the GDP from the pound pairs. Yeah, so we are still in that daily continuation formation. Okay, so we haven't seen the change in pattern formation, so we're gonna still look for that trade. Okay, so we are having a risk event on Thursday on pound pairs. Okay, so how are we gonna tackle that? That is the question. Okay, how are we gonna tackle this news event? Okay, so what are the chances? The chances are that they're gonna raise the interest rate. Yeah, if they're gonna raise the interest rate, so what we may see on the pound pairs, yeah, we may see another up move. Okay, within that daily formation. Okay, something like that up move within that daily formation up to that top. All right, so again we're gonna be bearish on that. So before that news event, if you're gonna sell the pound yen, that's gonna be slightly risky. Yeah, so I will suggest you to look for sell this pair after the news event. Yeah, so where you need to search the sell setup somewhere here at that top. Okay, for this downside. All right, so bigger picture still bearish. Yeah, so short term we may see another up lag within that bigger daily continuation formation. Yeah, so we may see that move. All right, that move because of the news event. Okay, so if you are not into that trade from somewhere here, then search the sell setup at this area. Okay, so selling at this area gonna be slightly risky. Okay, on this bigger daily breakout. All right, so stay away on this pair ahead of the news event. Once you're gonna see the pound pairs are going to get some strength because of the risk rate or the interest rate hike, we may see that move. Go for short-term buy. Let the market come close to somewhere here. Once we're gonna see the facts, then we're gonna start to sell this pair to the downside. Okay, so very easy, very simple. On lower time frame, we are having corrective fall on the yen on this pair. This is a corrective fall, yeah. Not aggressive corrective fall, something like this. Yeah, we were looking for that breakout. If you remember that, I posted that chart in the Telegram. Yeah, we were looking for up to that and then breakout. We haven't got that. Okay, so you can see over there it is falling correctively. We may see that move, something like that. Okay, so you can go for short-term buy. So better to buy during the news event. Okay, once you're gonna see that it is breaking during the news event because of the interest rate, go for buy, something like that. Just look at this. Yeah, so this move came over there because of the GDP. Okay, so something like that is going to appear over there. Go for that trade, take off your profit, then again look at the sell from the bigger daily top. All right, so in case if you're going to see this daily breakout, yeah, I mean if they are not going to raise the interest rate and we are having some dovish tune from the Bank of England and it is going to break down, also we're going to see something hawkish from the Bank of Japan and it is going to break down, then don't sell this breakout. Okay, let the impulsive move appear over there, then we're going to wait for this continuation formation and then we're going to look for this scenario. Yeah, so that's this breakout going to be slightly risky. Yeah, slightly risky. Why? Because it can change the formation at that bottom. Yeah, so if you're going to start over there, you're going to start to frustrate. So be careful and be patient. Yeah, let's move on to the next. Pound USD. So currently I'm neutral on the pound USD at the current price. So last week I have shown you short-term sell setup over there. I hope you fellas took some profit over there on that short-term sell. And that was the sell setup was there somewhere here. Yeah. So I hope you fellas took some profit over there on that pair. That was the short-term trade. So where we have seen price action at this area, the trend line, yeah. So the bigger trend line. So price broken down from that trend line. That was a nice short-term sell setup over there on the pound. Yeah, that setup. Okay, so currently I'm neutral on this pair for next week. Okay, but I'll show you where you need to look for buy. Yeah. So what was the bigger picture? If you remember that, the bigger picture was the bearish. The weekly picture is the bearish. Okay, that was the bigger weekly picture. We were looking for that bigger wave from that top to the downside. So what it is doing, it is struggling over the trend line. We can see that, yeah, it is struggling over the trend line. So for next week, we can look for short-term buy because of the interest rate hike. All right, so short-term buy, where you need to search the buy setup close to this bottom. Okay, close to this bottom. This bottom, that is your trade setup. Okay, if it is going to be aggressive, something like something like that, then stay into that trade for further upside. Okay, so we're gonna monitor how far that wave gonna go. Either we are having that wave again back to that top. If you remember the picture I have shown you on this pair before in the weekly market outlook, so we may see that pattern again. If so, then you need to be prepared for that. Okay, so let me look at that pattern first, then we're going to move on to the lower time frame, yeah, where we can have the buy setup in the pound USD. Okay, so that possibility may appear over there. Okay, so which possibility? Let me draw the structure. All right, so this possibility may appear over there. Okay, so you have to be careful. There is not a sell setup, there is no sell setup. Okay, so sell setup gonna be once we're gonna see the breakout, continuation, and then to the downside. Okay, so this is not a sell setup at this area over that trend lines. Okay, so what we may see, I have shown you this formation before as well, if you remember that. Okay, so we may see another like back to that top. Okay, so we're gonna monitor how that wave gonna be over there on lower time frame. Okay, so something like that formation channel, yeah, up wave back to that top before having that bigger wave to the downside. Okay, so that is the main reason I'm neutral on this pair for next week, but we're gonna look for the price action before getting, to hold up, big trade either to the downside or upside. Okay, so where I need to look for price action at this area. Okay, how price is going to do at this bottom over that bigger trend line. Okay, so which trade you need to search over there? That trade. Okay, that trade. All right, if that trade is going to be aggressive and going to continue to the upside, perfect. Otherwise, we're going to look for this triangle formation. Okay, and we're going to watch price action for the downside. Okay, so that is your trade. Okay, so if it is going to break down because of any reason, if they are not going to raise the interest rate, or we are having bad results on the non-farm payroll, whatever the reason, so there is not a sell setup at this area. Okay, so there is not a sell setup. Let the market completely break down and gonna give us another formation like that. If you remember that, yeah, we were selling from that top. Let the market give us another continuation formation, then we're gonna start to sell this pair for bigger wave to the downside. Okay, so keep an eye at the bottom at this previous low and look for short-term buy setup over there during the news event on Thursday. Okay, so before that, I don't see there is a trade setup on the pound USD. So pound CAD is a clear trade setup for the upside, clear short-term buy. Very nice flag is forming over there. So on Friday, we have seen one more candle to the downside. So I was anticipating breakout before that. Yeah, so we are having again big event over there next week on the pound pairs. Yeah, so that move, we need to look for that move. Okay, so if that move is going to be something like that, yeah, so stay into that trade for further to the upside. Yeah, so let me look at the bigger picture, and then we're going to look at the lower picture, up to which level we may see the potential. All right, so at that top, okay, it can reach up to that top because of the CAD weakness, not the pound strength. CAD weakness, yeah, CAD is already getting weaker currency because it was, oversold and overvalued. Now they are looking to undervalue their currency, Bank of Canada, yeah, so it can reach back to that top. Okay, so far we are not going to look for that much potential. Yeah, so we have to monitor the lower time frame. Yeah, if lower time frame is going to behave pretty good and start to rise aggressively, stay into that trade for further upside. Search another continuation formation. Okay, this bottom, watch that bottom, search this breakout, something like that. Okay, something like that, and go for that trade first. Yeah, so if price start to rise something like that, search another continuation formation close to that trend line and go for another buy back to that top. Okay, so where this pattern gonna invalidate, I have posted that pattern on everywhere. So these are the trade setup which you can look at the Tech Trading Academy. We are looking for, yeah, the hot trade setup. Yeah, so we have posted these setups on this side. You can look at them at this area. Okay, so all right, so keep an eye. There is the pound CAD. We are looking for up move. So where is the invalidation point of this trade setup? Yeah, this is the invalidation point. Okay, so all areas within that, above that impulsive move, are buying places. Okay, so this trend line does not mean price should stay above that and it should continue to the upside. Okay, so pattern can change, this pattern can change, okay, but still gonna be bullish, yeah, above that area. Okay, still gonna be bullish into that way. All right, so try to look at the lower trend line, buy as much low as you can before the breakout. If you are not happy to buy the pound CAD before the breakout, then simply wait for this pair until Thursday. Alright, so personally I bought this pair somewhere here at this area. I posted that chart. When I have seen that it is not going to break out, taken off that trade on break even, and I'm searching to buy the bottom again at this area, and I'm going to look for the breakout. Alright, so keep an eye at this area, fellows. You need to look for that trade. Alright, that trade. You need to, if you are not happy to buy this pair before the rate the CN, then simply go to buy this pair, you know, on breakout during the rate the CN. Yeah, simply search this kind of candle, this impulsive candle at this area. Of course, we're gonna see a couple of more candles within that channel before that news event. All right, so it seems to me that pound pair is gonna start to price in at the start of it, and you know, once we're gonna see market gonna open tonight. Yeah, so pound pairs gonna start to price in ahead of that, so keep an eye. So stop loss gonna depend on your strategy. Yeah, so if you're gonna buy somewhere here, that is the place you can, you know, search the stop placement, and you're gonna get good risk reward ratio over there. Yeah, so use your stop loss according to your technique. All right, so my stop loss will be based on the price section. The price section I will see over there. Okay, I can use stop placement within that area, but we'll decide what kind of price section going to be over there according to that. All right, so euro pound basically started to fall aggressively because of the fundamental on that day, so we are heading into that way. All right, so we are heading into that way. Let me look at the chart, previous chart. Yeah, so we are going to go into that way. Yeah, this way. So we are having a bigger daily continuation formation, which is looks like breaking. Yeah, we were tracking this pair from that top. You can look at the updates for understanding how waves move and how you need to look at the continuation formations. Yeah, so this is the bigger formation we are having over there right now. Okay, already breaking down for the downside. So what you need to look for, if you are not into that trade, look at the lower time frame, search a continuation formation, and join that move to the downside. Yeah, so currently I don't see that this pair is ready to sell on the lower time frame. Yeah, I don't see that this pair is ready to sell at the current price. Yeah, so if you remember that when we were somewhere here, I think at this area, I have shown you that wave. Yeah, if you go back to the weekly market outlook, then you're gonna figure it out over there. Okay, so at least we need to see a continuation formation at this area before selling this pair to the downside. Okay, so something like that, search over there, something like that at this area, and put your stop behind these areas. Yeah, if this is the bigger daily continuation formation, you're gonna see price is gonna volley that top and gonna keep falling to the downside. Okay, so search the continuation formation on this pair ahead of the big event. Okay, continuation to the downside. I will update this chart if I see that it is forming and getting ready for the downside. Okay, so we are still having room to the downside. A lot of potential over there on this pair. Search over there a continuation formation lower time frame. So pound Aussie dollar, similar like the pound CAD. Alright, so I think last week I have shown you that flag, if you remember that, and that flag is breaking to the upside. Now we are having another continuation formation. Yeah, so it can come simply back to that top again. Yeah, this top, that top. Yeah, this formation. Yeah, so if you remember that, we were looking for that wave from this area, from that bottom. Alright, so this wave is completing over there, that wave. Okay, so we still have some potential over there on lower time frame. We can look for that. So just look at the 1 hour time frame and search 618 on your chart, on your fib lines, 618. and then continuation to the upside. Yeah, that way, something like that. Okay, this is your trade for next week. All right, something like that. All right, so that trade you need to search over there ahead of the news event. So pound chief, we may see short-term upside momentum on pound chief, and the bigger picture gonna be seen. All right, so I don't see changing the bigger structure. Yeah, so we are still bearish on this pair for longer term from that top. Okay, that top, but short term we are bullish. Okay, ahead of that news event we are bullish. Okay, so that is the trade for short term for the next week. Yeah, this is the bottom you need to pay attention for buy for that trade, and then search the sell from that top. Yeah, if it is going to break above aggressively, stay into that trade for more pips. Yeah, it can, you know, further push the upside because of the news event. So stay into that trade and then search sell from that top. Okay, so in case if we see that this pair is going to break down aggressively to the downside, yeah, I mean, if they're not going to raise the interest rate and they are going to be dovish, and we are having the impulsive move, search the impulsive move at this area and join this breakdown. Okay, all right. So where you need to pay attention on lower time frame, go back to the 15-minute, search this bottom for upside. Yes, search buy setup at this area. Okay, all right, let the market come close to this area, this bottom, that is your first trade, and search the breakout. Okay, continuation of that triangle formation, or you can say that wedge for the upside. Okay, so something like the previous one. Yeah, so stay bullish for short term on pound pairs. All right, so something like that. So what kind of breakout you need to search over there? That kind of breakout. All right, at this area. Yeah, so at this area you need to pay attention. Okay, if price will not respect that this area and going to break down aggressively, something like that, start selling, but not before the news event. Okay, not before the Bank of England rate decision. Do not sell this pair before that. Yeah, because that is uncertainty. We don't know what they are going to do, on their you know, on that day, on Thursday. We don't know what they're gonna say. That is uncertainty. Okay, so but once we're gonna see that uncertainty gonna be over, you're gonna see investor gonna start to sell or start to buy with a huge volume. All right, so if you've been there yesterday in the educational meeting, yeah, so you understand what I'm talking about. Okay, so big players no gonna buy or sell this pair before that news event, because they wait for the risk event to finish. When the risk event finish, then they, you know, get into the market with lots of money, and then we see the big moves, impulsive moves or breakouts. Okay, so getting into the market before that, carry risk, always carry risk. Okay, so trade with care during these kind of events. So pound New Zealand dollar, so this pair is not a favorable for me at the moment, but we may still see another short-term buy over there, and then we're gonna look for sell from the once price gonna form new high. Yeah, so currently this pair is not at top of my list, but we are bullish almost on all pound pairs. Yeah, so we may see that lag, that short-term up lag, and then we're gonna look for longer term downside once price gonna complete that short-term upside move or upside wave. Okay, so similar like other pairs, we may see that move. Okay, similar like the pound CAD. Okay, flag is just developing over there, we may see that move. Okay, that short-term trade you can search over there. Yeah, so let this flag form a couple of more candles. If so, that's going to be ideal. We're we're going to see the correction ahead of the event, and that is going to be the breakout trade to the upside. All right, so similar like the pound CAD. I hope you fellows understand that. So USD CAD is not at the top of my list right now, but this is the bigger picture you need to focus on for longer term. All right, so we are going to get into that way, something like wedge formation we are having. All right, so we are having that wave. Yeah, at some point this wave gonna break down. If it is not going to break down from current place, we can see that now it is rising so aggressively. Yeah, so for buy, we can look for buy, but we need to see a continuation formation before buying over there. Yeah, so further upside is possible, something like that. Okay, so currently I'm not looking for that much far away on the USD CAD, but that possibility exists over there. What I'm looking for on lower time frame, I'm looking for this formation to complete over there. Yeah, that wave is just forming over there. Yeah, at some point we're gonna see that move. That possibility exists over there. Yeah, so for short term we can look for buy the USD CAD. Yeah, so short term buy. Unfortunately, we haven't got the breakout on that pair on that day because of the Bank of Canada rate the CN, but we got this short term trade to the upside. All right, so we haven't got that trade to the downside. Okay, so we are having nice impulsive moves. Search the continuation formation. That is your trade, and if that is going to break down, perfect. If not, search that buy setup. Okay, that move, the bigger structure, the structure I have shown you. Okay, so next week you need to trade on this move. Okay, that is the wave you need to trade on. Okay, so where is the invalidation point? That is the invalidation point. Okay, what you need to search over there? Simply you need to search continuation formation at this area. Okay, like this. Okay, like this. Once you're gonna see that, what is your trade? That is your trade. Okay, if you don't know, then look at this chart. What kind of formation you need to search over there? I think I have updated that chart once we have seen the breakout. Yes, something like that formation. Okay, we have seen completion of that move. We are having nice impulsive move. Similar formation you need to search over there at this area, and that is your trade. Okay, stop placement. Just use the previous stop. You can put stop loss behind that. Once you're gonna see this formation, okay, put stop behind that. That is your trade. Okay, so I don't see that this pair is going to go far away right now, but you know, only you need to search the sell setup over there once you're going to see the continuation formation. Okay, once you're going to see the continuation formation, then go for that trade. Otherwise, we are having, you know, non-farm payrolls. I don't see that this pair is going to go far away. Yeah, but can search for short term, you know, couple of more candles up to that top, but I'm not interested to buy this pair at the current price. Okay, I'll be more interested to see a continuation formation and want to see a fall on the US dollar. Okay, want to see fall on US dollar. Okay, so I don't want to buy at the current price. It is already at the high price. Yeah, it is already at the top. Yeah, so something like this continuation formation we need to search over there before going to buy this pair for that trade. All right, so this trade, short term that trade. So New Zealand dollar is, I hope you took some profit, fellows. If you are following me on the trading view, I'm sure you are making money on this pair. Yeah, I'm sure you are making money on this pair. So yeah, where is the change? Where is the change? Let's look at the chart, clean chart. Where is the change coming on this pair? Yeah, so we can see that this pair was a longer term continuation formation. I mean, monthly continuation formation was forming, and whenever that pair was forming new highs within that bigger structure, we were looking for sell every time when price was just coming close to the top. We were looking for sell that pair. Yeah, so where is the change coming? The change coming at the bottom. At the bottom. Yeah, so you know, one guy was just saying that he only see the trend line on the chart. Yeah, so if you only see the trend line on the chart, that means you need to do a lot of hard work to understand the waves, to understand the structure, to understand the patterns. Okay, that is the change. Okay, that is the change. The change is just coming over there within that bigger structure. Okay, so this single trend line is just telling me that yes, it is changing the structure or changing the pattern or changing the direction of the market. The single trend line is just telling me that, yeah, giving me that information. This single trend line. Yes, if you don't see, you know, like that, then you need to do a lot of hard work over there, my friend. How trend lines, you know, play a role to figure it out the next wave. All right, so if this is the continuation of that wave, this something like that, yeah, this wave, yeah, so price will not get back within that structure. Yeah, it will keep falling. If you remember the USD CAD, okay, it will keep falling up to that bottom. So for that, what we need to look for, we need to search a continuation formation at this area. I have shown you previous week as well, if you remember that, something like that. If that is going to happen, big wave is going to come over there. Otherwise, what we need to look for, we need to look for buy setup on this continuation formation for short term to the upside, yeah, for next week. Okay, bottom, we need to search the buy setup at this bottom, at this area. Yeah, so I hope you fellows have taken your profit on lower time frame for short term. I have posted short term trade setup over there. Yeah, so in our room, if you remember the last week, we sold this pair somewhere here at this area, and last week I have posted the idea short term sell that wave and shown you that wave. If you remember that last week, I have posted short term sell setup at this area as well for that short term trade. If you remember that, yeah. So currently where we are at this bottom. Yeah, so we need to pay attention at that bottom. Yeah, that bottom can play a role to give us a bigger correction, the correction I have just shown you. Yeah, that bottom can give us this continuation formation. Yeah, if that is going to happen and we are having that kind of formation, it is going to continue to the downside. Yeah, it is very clear, very easy, so we can trade on that much potential for next week. All right, so for next week. All right, so again, we are having the news event. Fundamentals are just coming over there. Maybe we're not gonna get that continuation formation. Yeah, and we're just gonna see the straight fall on this pair to the downside. Okay, so what you need to do in that case, just keep watching the continuation formation on lower time frame. Keep selling this pair. Keep selling this pair. Let me look at the lower time frame and give you the previous chart, like 15-minute chart. I posted over there. Yeah, here is the short-term sell setup. What was the trade over there? There was a short-term trade. I have shown you that trade as well. I hope you fellas took some profit on this area. Yeah, so my entry was at this area somewhere here, and stop placement behind that top, behind that impulsive move. Yeah, so I hope you took that profit on this pair. Yeah, so I posted the next entry, next sell setup at this area. I hope you took profit in that as well. That was on the 1 minute, 1 hour time frame. That short-term sell setup. Okay, so that was the short-term sell setup. So we are selling this pair from which level? If you are following me on this pair since very long, then you understand. From this top, we are selling this pair from that top all the way up to that bottom. Okay, that was the sell. We sold at this area, and we're selling at this area, and we're selling at this area. Yeah, so we're selling at this area as well. So we're selling at this area. So we didn't sell this pair at this area because that was within the bigger structure. We were looking for a change in pattern formation. So once we have seen that clear breakout, we started to sell this pair at this area. Yeah, so just look at that chart, look at that sell. So posted, I didn't post that sell, posted this sell and this sell. All right, so similar like that, or if on lower time frame it is forming the continuation formation, just keep selling for short term to the downside. Yeah, so like that. If this, no, this is not the correct continuation formation. Okay, so search a bigger continuation formation. That's why I have anticipating a short move over there. Yeah, we are testing the bottom, so bigger correction before going for that move. Right, bigger correction, search for bigger correction, at least something like that before going for a shot at this area. Okay, that move. If we're not going to see the bigger correction and we are having the big fall because of the fundamentals, yeah, going to continue to the downside. So if I'll get enough time, I'll update this chart. So similar like the New Zealand dollar, just search a continuation formation on Aussie US dollar and search that trade. All right, so search that trade, this continuation formation and that trade. Yeah, so we're gonna decide on that trend line, either it is going to get back or what. So what structure is this? This is the weekly structure, weekly pattern formation, if you remember the weekly chart. All right, so we are into that wave, this wave. Okay, so how much potential we may see over there? This much potential. Yeah, if this is the fall and this is the continuation of that wave to the downside, and we are going to break down that bottom, it can reach up to that bottom. Yeah, so we're gonna pay attention at that bottom, at this area. Yeah, so you can look for that trade as well on lower time frame. Yeah, this is the weekly chart, and this is the daily. Which wave we are having? We are having that wave, this wave. Yeah, search another continuation formation, that trade. Okay, so lower time frame, there was a couple of short-term sell setup. Yeah, so we didn't track those short-term sell setup. Yeah, so in our trading room, we were looking for breakout of this bottom at this area. We were looking for a breakout of this continuation formation. So we prefer to go short on the New Zealand dollar as we compare to the Aussie dollar. So there was a short-term sell setup at this area, short-term sell setup. We never went for these sells, and even I never posted these short-term sell setup on the trading view. Okay, so similar like this area, just search the same pattern. All right, so search the same pattern formation like that at this area. If that pattern is going to come close to that trend line, you're gonna get potential something like that at the bottom. Yeah, if it is not going to hit that trend line and going to break down before that, just look for sell. Yeah, so how this pattern gonna change if it is going to rise aggressively? Okay, I don't think so it is going to happen over there. So search the continuation formation and look for sell. So Euro New Zealand dollar, search the continuation formation simply. Last week we have seen aggressive move on the New Zealand, on the Euro pairs. Yeah, so I'm looking for the weakness on the Euro pairs, not looking on the New Zealand dollar. Yeah, so looking strength on the New Zealand dollar for short term. So that trade, fellows. All right, so lower time frame, what we are having nice impulsive move. What you need to search over there, search the continuation formation and look for sell. Okay, so something like that, if you remember that was a buy setup, this move. Okay, that continuation formation, that is your trade. Okay, so let me look at the chart. Somewhere here I posted. Yeah, so that was the short term buy setup, broken out, went above that. Yeah, broken out, went above that. So when price was testing the top, I informed over there, I updated that chart that we may see more potential. Yeah, it is going nicely. Further upside is possible. So I hope you fellows took some profit over there. Now, what is next? Next is very simple. Just search a continuation formation at this area. Okay, that area, or just look at the pullback correctively of that impulsive move, not aggressively. Okay, if going to give you a pullback aggressively, you're gonna violate that impulse. Yeah, so search the pullback correctively of that impulsive move, and that is your trade. Yeah, so a lot of trades are forming over there on the major pairs. So for the longer term, this is what I'm looking for. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for this pair to come close to this bottom again. Big wave on this pair. Yeah, so that wave, you can see how it is arising. If you understand the yesterday educational stuff, rising like that. So what is the next wave? This is next wave. Something like what? Something like that. Okay, that move, that wave. All right, so what you need to look for on lower time frame, something like this. So unfortunately, we haven't got the completion of that move. If you remember that, we were looking for this pattern formation. Yeah, this wave to come somewhere here at that top, that wave to come somewhere here at that top and then break down. So that move appeared over there but did not went up to that top, did not completed that wedge and broken down before that. All right, so search a continuation formation similar like that, and that is the trade, continuation to the downside. Yeah, if we don't see that formation and price is going to get back that top again, search the sell, look for the sell for the longer term from that top. Okay, if it is going to form a new high, going to break that top, going to form a new high, sell it. This pair has a huge potential. USD yen has a huge potential. CAD yen, similar like that. Yeah, so CAD yen is not at top of my list as with compared to the USD yen, but you know, this pair can give us a more potential rather than the USD yen. Yeah, more potential than the USD yen. So this trade, that trade, you need to search over there. But I'm into that trade right now, holding my short. I hope you fellows got your sell over there. Okay, so we are holding short from this area. Yeah, so not looking to add any more sell on this pair right now. What you need to look for? You need to look for continuation formation. Yeah, many pairs are setting up for the continuation formation like that for this trade. Go for that trade. Okay, so if I get break-even trade at this area, I will search the bigger correction and then we'll go to the downside somewhere here at this area. Okay, so if we are having a bigger correction, search the sell. So New Zealand yen, I'm not interested to sell this pair at the current price anymore. Just hold the previous short and look for further downside. Yeah, so on the bigger structure, on the bigger picture, I don't see a huge potential trade setup on the New Zealand yen. Okay, so if you are holding your short from this area, perfect. Search this continuation to the downside. Okay, this flag to break down up to this area, further downside. If you are still holding your short, look for further downside. Maximize your profit. Don't cut your profit. Search this to break down. Let it go for further downside. Okay, so you can see over there where we have seen this strong breakout. That is the strong breakout. Yeah, so what we are having, another continuation formation. So what is the trade? That is the trade. So this trade setup, if you are going to sell for this much, gonna carry, slightly, gonna carry some risk over there. So I don't like to sell at the current price. Yeah, so if you are holding your short from this area, so maximize your profit, move on break even, maximize your profit, sustain to that trade, let it continue to the downside for further. All right, so on the bigger image, I don't see there is a huge potential trade setup over there. Yeah, so just look for further downside on that pair on lower time frame. So CAD CHF is setting up for the big move, big move. Yeah, big wave. We are waiting on that big wave since very long, since last couple of weeks, or even, you know, more than 2 months. From that top, that wave, we are searching that wave. Yeah, something like that wave, something like that wave. All right, something like that wave, we are searching for that wave at this area. Okay, so you can see over there, very nice, testing the weekly top. Last week we have seen the breakout of the daily chart. I hope we're gonna see the continuation. Yeah, we have seen the breakout. Now if you are into that trade, perfect. So if you are not into that trade, just search the sell close to that trend line. Okay, so we have seen the breakout. It is falling, but not falling so aggressively, not, you know, showing aggression. So correcting back. You can see over there that breakout appeared over there, that flag. Yeah, so we were selling every time when it is just coming close, forming these formations. So my sellers were there from that area. So we were searching the breakout. So last week I have shown you if this is going to happen, sell again. I hope you are, you know, still into that trade. Yeah, and managed to sell somewhere here on breakout. Okay, so where is the next sell setup? Yeah, under that trend line. Okay, under that trend line. If it is going to come close to that trend line, search the sell. Search this sell. Yeah, so if it is not going to continue from this area, going to get back, you are having another chance to sell this pair from that top. Yeah, so ideal place, that is the ideal place to go for short, for longer term short, holding a position for longer term for big profit. All right, so I'm not interested to go for buy on the CAD CHF. I'm more interested to sell. Yeah, so EUR CAD is not at a perfect place. Yeah, so not at a perfect place. Yeah, so this move may appear over there, so I'm not interested into that pair. Yeah, so if this is going to happen, CAD CHF can get back to the top again. Yeah, so if so, sell the CAD CHF. CAD CHF going to be much better opportunity as compared to the EUR CAD. Yeah, because EUR CAD is in a bigger weekly continuation formation, so I don't see a huge potential over there currently. Yeah, so you can see over there big sideways movement on the weekly chart within that circle. Yeah, so it can get back again. So CAD CHF going to be much better opportunity to go for short rather than buying this pair. Yeah, rather than buying the euro against the CAD. So Aussie dollar and New Zealand dollar, of course we're gonna sell the bigger from that top for bigger wave to the downside, but short term buy setup is over there. For the next week, go for buy. Look for buy setup. Yeah, I hope you fellows took some break-even trades over there. So we got the break-even trades. My traders got the break-even trade. So we bought this pair exactly at this area. Yeah, so we bought that pair at that area, and I'm still looking for other up leg. Yeah, that move. Let me look at the 4-hour time frame so that you can understand what we are having. Yeah, it is quite similar like the Euro New Zealand dollar. Yeah, if you understand the Euro New Zealand dollar, then you understand this pair as well. Yeah, so we bought that pair for short term to the upside, took some profits, so similar like that. Yeah, so this is a short term trade setup. Go for that trade. Yeah, buy at this bottom. That is your trade. Okay, so once price gonna you know, form that impulsive move, we're gonna monitor how that impulsive move is going to appear over there. Either going to appear something like the previous one, If so, then further upside gonna be possible over there. Yeah, if not, we're gonna take a profit and gonna go for sell to the downside. Yeah, so that trade, watch the bottom, that is your trade for next week. So in case if you're gonna see something like that, then we're gonna start to sell after the continuation formation. Yeah, not before that. So sell setup will not before the continuation formation. Yeah, so USD CAD sell setup over there, and the bigger picture is this. Yeah, so we're gonna buy the bottom for upside for that move. All right, so we can see that it is falling correctively, so we're going to go for that move from the bottom, this move, buying at the bottom. All right, so buying at the bottom. So short-term sell setup on 4-hour time frame, search the sell setup. Yeah, because of the USD dollar, not the CAD. CAD is also getting weaker currency, and we are having nice impulsive moves from the bottom. Yeah, so we're gonna search that impulsive move again from the bottom, something like that. Yeah, so this trade we may see over there. So search the sell setup at that top, this move for next week, that trade. Yeah, so break above that trend line, gonna give us the wave which I have shown you on bigger time frame. Yeah, so we will start to look for buy after the continuation formation. So under that trend line, so search the sell setup. Okay, under that trend line, search the sell setup. So similar, something like this formation is just developing over there. Yeah, flat channel formation, impulsive move, flat channel, and that move. Yeah, so flag, impulse, another flag. So we may see up to that bottom, and then we're gonna start to look for buy. Yeah, I'm not looking for this to continue to the downside. That flag. So let's see. So New Zealand CAD. So not looking for longer term trade setup on this pair, looking for short term trade setup within that expanding triangle. Yeah, so that move, this move, search that move, search that way for short term. Yeah, that's that trade setup, something like that. All right, so if you remember last week I have shown you, watch that flag. Yeah, when price was somewhere here, I think, yeah, open with gap, we have seen the flag, we got the breakout. All right, so that trade within that wedge. So not looking for the buy on this pair right now, so we'll decide later on. We'll post the idea once I will see that it is ready for the longer term buy. So USD CHF, I hope you are already into that sell from the top, this area. Yeah, so that way we are looking for. So if you are not into that trade, search the sell setup again close to that top. That is your trade setup. Okay, so something like flag is just appearing over there on 4-hour time frame. Just search this breakout. Okay, that flag is just appearing over there. Yeah, so look for that trade breakout of that flag. So stop loss wherever you want to put that. So bigger trade to the downside, USD CHF. So Euro USD dollar is out of my list right now. Yeah, so fall is pretty good. Yeah, so something like that and then drop. Okay, so I will post that chart once I will see that yes, it is ready for the sell. Okay, so move was so aggressive on that day. We were looking for sell in our room. So no new trade setup on this pair right now. Yeah, currently I don't see a new trade setup. Yeah, so for new trade setup, at least price should. Yeah, we were tracking that flag when that flag was appearing over there in our room. Yeah, so at least it should give you another continuation formation before going to sell that pair. All right. Okay, so still this pair in a bigger correction, this bigger corrective area. Okay, so it can get back from that trend line to top again. Yeah, so we are still into that corrective uptrend. Yeah, so it can get back again to the top again. So this behavior is just telling us that no, it is not going to continue for upside. At some point going to be a big breakdown. Yeah, going to be get back to the bottom. All right, so keep an eye. EUR CHF, Similar structure, similar formation, big move is due over there on this pair. I don't see that this pair is going to close above this area, 120. Yeah, I don't see that this pair is going to close above that area. It can test, but the big move is this. Yeah, even it can come back again close to these areas. All right, so keep an eye at this top. This top, that is your trade for longer term. So short term, similar like the Euro USD dollar. Okay, similar like some of my traders are already into that trade when this impulsive move was appearing over there on that day because of the ECB. Yeah, so this continuation formation, search that, similar like that, and that is your trade. Okay, if fall is going to be aggressive to the downside, perfect. We are in the big wave. So New Zealand chief, not interested on this pair right now for the longer term, but short term trade setup, very simple and very easy. Yeah, I posted the chart over there for you. Yeah, so we have seen that breakout, but price did not, you know, go far away and started to get back. Okay, so what formation is this? Similar. Okay, similar formation you can see over there. So what is your trade? That is your trade. Okay, that is your trade. Okay, that is your trade. Similar like that. That is your trade. So it can reach to the 618. So search that trade next week. So search the sell setup as much high as possible, close to that top. So put stop behind somewhere there. Go for that trade. Okay, so that setup still valid. The setup still valid for another leg to the downside. New Zealand chief and gold. Yes, we got the gold and silver. Nice buy setups are forming over there. Okay, so bigger structure is showing me that we may see that move. That move up to that top again. Yeah, the bigger structure is showing me we may see that move. So this structure gonna be invalidated only then when we're gonna see this breakout. Yeah, when we're gonna see that trend line is going to break down. This trend line is going to break down. Okay, so where I hope you fellows are already into the buy setup at the bottom, because I have posted the buy setup over there on the trading view. That was the buy setup. Very nice buy setup is just forming over there. I hope non-farm payroll gonna give us a big move on this pair and gonna help the gold to surge, or any other uncertainty can play a role to surge to put the gold back to the 1300 areas or even beyond that, somewhere here. Yeah, so some of I was having questions over there on social sites. It is hitting the 886. Why you are not looking to buy, or why you are not updating the chart, fellows? If you understand the pattern and understand the structure, this pattern is just telling us that yes, we may see that move. Yeah, so going beyond this trend line does not mean that it is going to change the pattern. Okay, so something like that you can see over there, went beyond with couple of bars. That doesn't mean this pattern is going to change. Pattern still valid. Yeah, so price is respecting the 886. So if it is going to test this bottom again, this bottom or retracing up to 100% area, yeah, so that does not mean it is changing the pattern formation. Yeah, so if price is going to stay above that bottom, your buy setup is valid. Okay, very simple thing, your buy setup is valid. So you should be buyer over there above this 1260 area. Okay, so clear breakdown gonna invalidate this buy setup. Okay, this buy setup gonna invalidate that buy setup. So we are already into that buy from the bottom. I hope you fellows are too, because I posted that chart on the Telegram. So if you are not following me on Telegram, just hit the following button or join the Telegram channel so that you can catch the updates on the trade setups. Yeah, so we were watching that bottom, watch 886. Okay, so we are into that trade. Now we are looking for that breakout. If this breakout is coming over there, perfect. We are having that move. Yeah, so if we are not going to have that breakout, we are having another leg within that wedge. Yeah, so we're gonna watch this bottom again. Okay, as long as price not gonna leave this structure for upside, we will keep watching the bottom. We will keep watching the bottom. We will keep watching the bottom. Yeah. All right. So if price break down that bottom, that means yes, there is no buy setup. Buy setup is gonna be invalidate, or price is going to change the pattern formation. We're gonna reanalyze this chart and really look for the trade setup. Yes. As long as price is just staying above that, your buy setup is valid. Okay, look for that trade. That is your trade. All right, so you can get a link for the Telegram under my ideas. So follow me on Telegram. Telegram is a quick way to update the charts, even faster than the other sites. So follow me over there, fellows. So here is the link, yeah, for Telegram. Here is the link. Just hit the link over there and follow me over there, yeah. So gold, buy the bottom. Silver, similar like the gold, buy the bottom. Okay, both setups are quite similar. Yeah, so this trade setup. So where is the invalidation point? This is the invalidation point. What is the trade setup? That is your trade setup. So where you need to pay attention for buy every time when it is forming new high. If it is forming new high, look for that trade. Yeah. So that was the buy setup. We were looking for that in our room. If it is not breaking out, getting back that bottom, that is your buy setup, please. Okay, where is the invalidation? Close below this. Yeah, break below, invalidate. By this pattern is going to be invalidated. All right. So after getting into the market, buying at this area, watch this trend to break out. Yeah, this trend line to break out aggressively, something like that. Yes, similar formation at this area. If fellows remember that, I have shown you this setup as well in my weekly market outlook, if you remember that. Yeah, so we bought that pair somewhere here in our room. Yeah, so we got that trade, took profit. We never went for that short. We are again looking for that kind of trade at this area. Yeah, so short-term trade setup. This is the short-term trade setup for next week. So longer-term trade setup is not there at the moment. If we're going to see something like aggressive at this area and it is going to leave that corrective structure, bigger daily, perfect. We're going to hold that trade for further upside back to that top. But so far, go for the extension, simple extension of that impulsive move. Okay, that impulsive move at this area, back to that trend line. That is your trade in silver and gold. Both are high probability trade. So oil is not ready to do anything. It is just pushing up and forming new high. Yeah. So we're gonna decide which way we need to trade close to that trend line. Okay, either it is going to give us another leg close to this area or for further downside or not. Yeah, so currently I don't see there is a trade setup on the oil. Once I will see the price action at the top, then we're gonna look for sell. So it is breaking the top. So UK 100 index, I don't see there is a trade setup right now. If you were following me on the UK 100 index, then you understand which way we are going right now. Yeah, so we are going right now into that way. Yeah, that is the way. All right, so next week, if this is going to happen, yeah, so we are buyer again at the bottom. Okay, so keep in your mind, if this is going to happen, we are buyer again for that up move. Okay, so that up move. Yeah, so this short-term wave may appear over there because of the Bank of England rate, the CN. Yeah, so but we're gonna look for buy again, that wave. All right, so not interested to buy the UK 100 index and the current price, want to see UK 100 index back to the bottom, and will be buying again to the bottom. So GP25 searching this bigger correction. There is no trade set up right now. Yeah, so not looking to sell this pair right now. Yeah, it is too aggressive to the upside. So once we will see something like that, then we can look for that short-term trade setup. And once price going to complete that formation, we're going to look for another up leg like that. Yeah, so we were looking for buy at this area, if you remember that. So short-term trade setup, yes, you can look for short-term trade setup on the JP 225. Yeah, so let this flag appear over there. That is your trade. Yeah, or let the price come close to this bottom. That is your trade setup. Yeah, so something like that. This is the way we need to search on lower time frame, something like that. Yeah, that move. If I see that short-term buy setup, I'll update. So S&P 500. So S&P 500, if you fellows remember the previous weekly market outlook, is moving so amazingly. Yeah, moving according to the plan. So you just need to wait and watch for the another correction back to the bottom and then look for buy. Yeah, so where we were looking for buy the S&P 500. So seems to me people are getting tired. Yeah, so if you are getting tired, so we're gonna leave the meeting. Yeah, so if you remember that wave we were looking for, we got that wave. After that wave, we were looking for sell on the S&P 500. We were looking for that wave. Yeah, last week that wave, and then again we were looking for buy at the bottom. So it is moving according to the plan. So simply you just need to wait and watch for this move to appear over there for another up leg. Look at that trade. That trade gonna be nice over there. Yeah, so you can trade on this short-term move as well, like that. That move. So but this is gonna be risky over there. Yeah. So selling the S&P 500 gonna be risky over there, fellows. So better to go for long, short-term long on S&P 500. Yeah. So short-term buy is going to be over there once you're going to see pull back up to that bottom again. All right, at this area. That is your trade. That is your trade continuation. So we're going to monitor how it is falling, that area. Yeah, if it is falling something like that, perfect. We're going to look for that trade. Yeah. So currently I don't see there is a buy setup or sell setup right now. So sell setup going to be slightly risky, fellows. Selling the indexes is very risky right now because they are not forming tops. They are just forming new highs, breaking the previous correction. So once they're going to form the tops, then you can look for the sell for short term. Yeah, so you can look for these trades, you can look for these trades, you can look for these trades. But currently trend is so strong to the upside, so don't try to sell them, only look for short term buy. So Nasdaq 100 index is also just breaking, forming new high. Yeah, so I don't see there is a trade setup right now. So EU 50, I hope you fellows caught the buy setup. I have shown you the buy setup over there last week. I hope you are into these trades, fellows. Nice buy setup. So for next week, I don't see there is a trade setup. Yeah, so buying at this area, I told you search the buy setup at this area. So that wave is just finished over there. So if you are into that trade and that wave is just going to continue for further upside, perfect, stay into that trade, look for further upside. Yeah, so I think this is the chart. That is the German. So all these indexes are quite similar to each other. All these are forming. Yeah, so Euro 50 buy setup was there at the bottom. Euro 50 buy setup was there. You can see over there buy setup. So all others are forming the short-term buy setup. So German 30, German 30 is also forming the buy setup. I think this is the German 30 chart. This is the euro. This is the S&P 500. Maybe that is the German 30. Yes. Okay, so that was the buy setup. I hope you fellows caught that. That was a nice buy setup. So similar here on the Euro 50, that was a buy setup. So currently I don't see there is a buy setup. So Bitcoin is just surging, forming new highs. So I'm looking for another leg. So at some point we're gonna see a bigger correction, but I don't see that this is going to happen right now. Yeah. So some investors, some traders, and some experts looking for this correction like that. Yeah. If you go back, if you look at the Bloomberg or another sites, you're gonna see they are talking about the bigger correction on the Bitcoins. Yeah, but you know what I see that this is very sharp, very strong. Yeah, so it can further push the upside. Yeah, so break above, gonna put this pair further to the new highs, so close to the 70 areas, close to the 7,000 areas. All right, so close to the 7,000 area. So I hope you are already into that buy place, into the buy. Yeah, so we were buying when this flag was forming over there. Let me remove that. What formation we are having over there? Let me show you, fellows. Yeah, so continuation formation, another continuation formation. We were buying every time when it was getting close to the bottom. Yeah, so breaking out, got a good trade, forming another continuation formation, breaking out. Yeah, so we are looking for this to continue up to that top, form a new high, come close to the 600 areas. Yeah, these areas, and give us another continuation, and we're gonna look for another buy. Yeah, within that channel, close to that bottom. Okay, so if you are into that buy, look for continuation to the upside, back to that top. All right, so once price is going to come close to that top, keep an eye. If it is not going to continue, take off your profit. Take off your profit. All right, so it will give us another continuation back to the bottom. I have posted the chart over there, I think on 30-minute time frame. Yeah, that was the chart. So breaking out, going to continue. We were looking for that move. All right, so if it is not going to go above that, take off your profit. Let the market come close to this bottom. We're going to go for another long, like that trade. Yeah, that trade, the trade I'm looking for. This trade I'm searching over there on Bitcoin. Okay, how we're going to get that trade? That is a nice trade. So similar like that trade on the Bitcoin Euro. Yeah, and what coin is also doing nice. Yeah, so look for that trade. Coming close to the trend line, similar like that trade, that is your trade. If you are trading on this coin, buy for that coin close to that trend line. Alright, so last week, what I have shown you that wave. I think last week, or I have updated that chart. I don't remember that. Yeah, if this is going to come close to that trend line, that is your trade. Alright. So break down aggressively, gonna invalidate this the pattern. Yeah, so staying above that trend line and falling like that correctively, you are still looking for buy. All right, so let me look at the chart. I think I posted that chart on 15-minute time frame or on 30-minute time frame. Posted that chart somewhere here. Yeah, here. Yeah, so that was the last wave. Yeah, that was the last week. So we are having another correction like that, right, at this area. All right, so what is your trade? That is your trade. Okay, similar like this trade. Okay, like that. That was the first trade. We were looking for that breakout. We got another breakout. No, we did not repeat ourselves at this area again. Yeah, so understand the pattern. You can see over there, I said when it was forming new high, any pullback close to that the trend line will give us another long opportunity. All right. So let the market come close to that trend line. When I updated that chart, price was somewhere here at this area. Yeah? So coming close to that trend line, that is your trade. Okay, something like that trade if you trade on this coin. Alright fellows, I think enough for today. So if I see trade setup, I'll update about that on TradingView. Just follow me on TradingView, follow me on YouTube, follow me on Facebook, follow me on Telegram, follow me on everywhere. Okay, so if anyone want to join us, want to join our group, just visit this site. Yeah, visit that site or submit this form to me or contact with me through the social sites. Yeah, so we're gonna talk. You can contact me through these sites. Yeah, so there are a couple of people, those who are just selling their stuff, you know, charging people a lot of money, like, you know, 2,500, 3,000 or something like that. You know what they are teaching? They are just teaching to the people how to read the MACD. How to read the MACD, that's it. You don't want to learn, you know, anything from them except the MACD. Yeah, so you know, many people are coming to me on social sites and they are just telling me that yeah, they have paid to the people this much and that much, and in return they learned, you know, only MACD, how to read the MACD. Yeah, so if you want to learn the MACD, just look at this side. Yeah, that is very nice. Just look at this side and you're gonna learn something, but on this side. Yeah, look at this side on Wikipedia. Yeah, you're gonna understand how to use the MACD. Yeah, so on MACD there are only a couple of things which gonna help you to trade, you know, perfectly. Yeah, so signal line crossover, you're gonna see zero crossover and divergence, just these three things. Yeah, and people are paying, you know, $1,000 for learning these things. Yeah, just learning for these things. Yeah, how to look at the zero crossover, how to look at the signal line crossover, how to look at the divergence. That's it. They are coming to me, they are telling me that yeah, they are paying this much money for just learning these things. Yeah, look at that side, you can understand how to look at the MACD. Yeah, so there are a lot of stuff on the YouTube, how to look at, you know, read the MACD rather than just paying that much money to the people. Alright fellows, enjoy yourself, enjoy your Sunday. I hope you're gonna, you know, make some money. The setups which I have shown you, or even if you are not trading live accounts and have learned something by following me or by getting into this webinar. Yeah, so we'll see you back again on the TradingView or on Telegram, and those who are group members, we'll see you back into the group, or we'll see you back into the tomorrow meeting at 10 a.m. and yeah, we'll see you back into the next weekly market outlook. Yes, so until then, have a good trading week and bye for now. Thank you very much for being with me, fellows. Bye bye.